My head hurts, it's pressure as I start to curse. Feels like this isn't the first, or maybe it's worse. In my mind feels like the ribs are touching. The baby's crying and I can't conceal nothing. Feeling like I'm about to reveal something about my spirit or my soul inside. But that's just a moment in time. Whether it's high tide around the I-95, I gotta ride. I made it reverse from what it ain't to what it is. All of it's biz, simplified to make the finances big. Unscrupulous vigs and threats and folks try to renege.
Hey guys, welcome to the lab. We're back with some more exclusive content. Another episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room, joined by my good friend Stile, Capswithstile. Stile, how are you?
Dude, I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's been about a year since we had you on, so I figured what better time but to kind of circle back and get you back on the show. Super active in the community, which I definitely appreciate, and someone I actually enjoy hearing their opinions. So I had to get you back.
I appreciate it, man. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, let's do it. So Clink themselves had themselves a week. Last couple of weeks, a lot of Deadstock dropping. You know, we haven't had a fresh colorway or a shock drop. So those who have been kind of hunting the Deadstock, you're in luck because these ship right away. Let's take a look at what dropped. So we got Aztec, 3 stages, Artemis, and Great 48. Anything stick out to you here?
Yeah, I mean, I know that we've gotten a lot of landscapes lately, but I think Great 48 looks really good. Mm-hmm. And then doesn't Artemis, doesn't that one glow in the dark too and like reveal something inside there?
Yeah, I think it's like a chick, if I'm not mistaken. Let me confirm while you talk about the other ones.
Okay. Yeah, I think that one's really cool. Aztec. So that's COD and Sierra. Do you remember what that one was like? What the inspiration was for that one?
I believe it's kind of like the Aztec sundial or the Aztec calendar. Like that's kind of like the middle part of it.
Right.
Whenever you see that whole image,
mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the middle piece.
Okay, and those are like circuits and stuff, and that's where like the tech part comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so Artemis reveals kind of like an elf-shaped lady.
Okay,
and the antlers glow, but then it's kind of like a side profile of like an elf-like lady. So
nice. Yeah, that one sticks out to me a lot too. I think that one's cool.
Yeah, I believe Great 48 has a custom side patch too. Kind of like Arizona style too.
Okay.
Like not the generic style. Like like the generic Clink one that everyone loves.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see more of that as far as the side patches go. Just like patches that are unique to the hats.
Yeah, so it has 1919 on it, which I believe is like Arizona's founding year.
Okay.
A big star and more landscape, but yeah, it's a cool little piece. I'd be curious to see if they have to do that at sub, or if like Casey was like, this deserves a side patch or not, or whatever. I'd be curious to see how they kind of decide which ones get it and which ones don't.
Right, sure.
But we don't see a lot of people sub with the side patch, but it is definitely a cool feature when used properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving forward, we got Soulstorm, Fright, Enchanted Earth, and Guerreros de Sangre.
Okay.
Guerreros. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, so it's funny. I used to teach at a school that's main color was purple, and we were the Tornadoes, and I'm going back there next year to be a principal.
Okay. Nice.
And so Soulstorm kind of speaks to me just in that sense because it's got those colors going, it's got the tornado, and then it's got that little aspect of the hands and that the soul side of things. I think that one's neat, and that's one that's like you don't see a lot of that style, in Clink. Like, you see a lot of landscapes, a lot of these other like themes coming out, a lot of Aztec type, designs, but like that's kind of a unique one, and it's cool to see something different in there.
Definitely. That's one too that like on the mock-up, it looked kind of flat. And I don't want to say boring, but it looked flat. But when you see the embroidery on that, how like the black part is like super raised, the pink and the purple is kind of textured. That is an excellent hat.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's definitely one that kind of to me sticks out once you see it land.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Simmons too, man. This guy, like the way he kind of like freeze frames, it almost seems like he's like freeze framing a movie, like hitting pause, and it's like perfect picturesque um piece there. You got like a Papa Smurf looking at the sky. I
Yeah,
believe you had like a raptor with an elf riding on it too, so it's kind of like two pieces that kind of go together. Um,
right.
whether intentional or not. Sierra Gon's always killing the mezzo
Mm-hmm.
with Fright, and then Siak, man, Siak's got a cool little piece there. I almost wish those two were like their individual pieces, kind of
Mm-hmm.
looking like when you put them together, they're looking at each other or even looking
Right.
away. But it's a cool piece nonetheless. Got like a Jaguar Warrior chick lady, and then like that eagle head. But I kind of almost wish like you just had one, so you just kind of enjoy it. But two's good too. So
Yeah, I mean that's one you almost could have gotten like a series out of it, you
yeah,
know. So
exactly. All right, moving forward, we got Washed Up by Brad Racing, Aztec Battle Cry, Neon Chief, Red Cloud, and Life from Death. I think a lot of these were held up with the legal issues and uh, the delays because I
mhm.
believe Neon Chief, when it went on pre-order, I think it was like around May 2023, May March, that area. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of these kind of come back on it. That sucks. So I know Neon Chief Red Cloud people were really excited to be able to capture the
Yeah,
Deadstock weather. They saw it and start collecting after the pre-order closed, or maybe they canceled it, or or maybe just like missed it on the pre-order, and we're waiting for the Deadstock. So I know a
right.
lot of people are really excited about getting that one.
Yeah, I think that's the best neon design Clink's ever done for sure.
Yeah,
That's one of those too, though, that when it's up for pre-order, maybe you don't see the vision of what it's going to actually look like embroidered, and then you actually get that final product. And I mean, that thing came out amazing.
yeah, yeah.
So I know Marlon was the one on it. Do you know who actually did the artwork for it?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
That might be a Casey thing.
Mm,
Uh, I mean, if I were to guess, I'd probably guess Casey. If not, maybe like a CBS.
okay.
I could see CBS doing something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah, that Aztec Battle Cry too is sneaky too because they put that in Jacksonville Jaguars colors, which is pretty damn
Yeah,
cool.
that is cool.
And then
And Jacobo always kills it too, and he
yeah,
does a great job.
hell yeah. And then yeah, Sierra always with the I forgot what that blade weapon is called again, but like it's got the obsidian um uh like kind of blades in them. Those things
Hmm.
are freaking deadly.
Yeah,
But yeah, good
yeah, he's
little.
all over these pages.
Oh yeah, yeah. But all right, moving on to the last call. So these next six designs we're going to cover. Their pre-order ends at midnight tonight. So kind of your last chance to get them at a discounted rate before they get sent into production.
Hmm.
First, we'll start off with Fleeced, Dane, Snow Ghost by Seamus, and then two for Ruffin, Sierra again with Scott. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Fleece is going to come out embroidered. I know
Yeah,
they've done a couple shadow designs now, and uh, what was the one? There was one that came out really well with it. Um, but yeah, I think that one will come out really cool.
hmm
Seamus kills it with Snow Ghost. I like that one a
yeah.
lot. Does that one glow too?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I can check it though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it needs to glow. So, um, that definitely gives you that feeling of that owl just flying through that snow at night. And
Yeah, it
so,
doesn't say specifically, so I would assume no. But
okay.
I mean, like they could surprise us definitely.
Hmm. Yeah, and that two for Ruffin, that almost looks like it could be like a minor league hockey logo. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. He's got the bucket on,
Hmm.
little bulldog. I'm really like you. I'm really curious to see how Fleeced comes out. If they kind of get like those textures in the fur, make it kind of like fluffy for the sheep there, and then kind of wispy with the wolf would be kind of cool.
Right.
It's almost drawn like a stencil, almost like a Banksy style stencil
Right.
kind of style. But yeah, that fable's been around forever. Aesop fable there for us. Beware of a wolf in sheep's clothing. Obviously, 40's done so many shams designs and stuff, so it was cool to see someone do a different take on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just this is a good trio, man. I don't know who wins in this kind of battle here. I mean, they're all cool. They're all animals, and then they're all just so different stylistically. You got like kind of the Aesop fable, then you got like a realistic piece, and then you got like a mascotty piece. I don't know who really wins in this.
Yeah, and I think they're all going to embroider really well. Like I love designs that like where they give Casey that space to just play with the embroidery, and you get bigger chunks of colors and all that. Yeah. So I do think that these are going to embroider really well, and they're going to come out really nice.
Especially with like big birds, and they can kind of like get like the flowy feathers, and really get in there. And then like the mascotty English bulldog, where there's like just big chunks of texture. You can maybe make the nose a little bit more raised, and the stick, and half parts of it kind of flat. Like I think these three had to give maybe the slight edge to two for Ruffin, but they're all good, man. I can see myself buying all three of these.
Yeah, for sure. And I can see myself wearing them all too.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's see if the next three are strong. Oops. We got Desert Runner by Brad, Atomic Thoughts, and Hyperspeed. What are your thoughts here?
Desert Runner, like that was one of my favorites that's come out in a while. Gives you that Arizona Coyotes type feel.
The Kachina.
Yeah. That one's awesome. I think out of all six, that one's probably my favorite one for the week. I dig that a lot. Atomic Thoughts is cool. Definitely something unique stylistically. And then Hyperspeed. So is that like the space shuttle? Is that flying like into a sun, or what is that overall?
I think it's kind of flying around it or over it.
Oh, okay. So it's like the sun's peeking out over there on the sides.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, that one's cool too.
Yeah, the Kachina one, the Desert Runner, that one's so slick. It reminds me a lot of like the Arizona or the Tucson Roadrunners, a little bit done in like the Phoenix Coyote style. So that's kind of like meshing two things that are cool. Atomic Thoughts does some like cool like lighting tricks with like the pinks and the blues, and Hyperspeed is good if you like that kind of like space jamming kind of stuff. So I'd say a solid week. Probably I would lean the first three over these three, but there's not really a weak one in the bunch, I would say.
No, for sure.
Yeah. All right, cool. So now let's get into the crits portion. So for everyone, these will be up for voting come tomorrow for the Clink Room's stories. So whatever designs you see you want to make it through, make sure you guys vote them. So starting with number one, Pride of Canada, Matt Bells and Whistles. What are your thoughts here?
Let's get Matt Bell a Canada hat in. I think he deserves it.
He's done a bunch, right?
Right. Yeah. I really liked his letter form logo that he did with the maple leaf last week, and then this one's cool. You got that kind of traditional maple leaf in the background, and I mean this hat screams. Which I mean, more about Canada than I do, but as an American, this one screams Canada to me.
Yeah. So I think his first one was like a humanoid, like a Mountie, like a regular looking guy, and then he did the C when it was like hockey time, and then now he did this one, which I think he did this one actually after the C, but they ended up picking this one up. I think it's fun. I think it's still it's like a fun logo. It's still professional. It looks like a cool mascot. And again, another thing you mentioned before, this could probably start a series, right? You could do a Canada Goose guy like this, a beaver guy like this, a loon, a polar bear, whatever. It's a cool logo for sure.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of white front panel rail hats either. So
Yeah.
whenever I see a hat kind of color this, I always think like Ash Ketchum a little bit, but this one
Right.
doesn't really give me those vibes at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, green bottom, can never go wrong with a green bottom. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Get Matt Bell. I can and I had, and especially with all the tensions and stuff going on, I don't know how well this will vote and stuff, but yeah, proud of Canada.
Yeah. I don't know how you can hate Canada. They're our friendly neighbors up north.
Yeah, we supply you guys so much stuff too, like natural resources, water, trees, timber, and all that stuff. You guys want to tariff us? It's crazy. But anyway,
I mean, what would I put on my breakfast foods without Canadian maple syrup?
Maple syrup, yeah, that's right. But all right, moving forward, we got socks. Kind of literal, but all right, Ink Park. What do you think?
Yeah, hey, I mean, Ink Park's a legend in the game. He's been doing custom fitteds forever, and I'm a big letter form guy too. So I like the. I almost wish though that that green outline would be a little like, instead of being like perfectly straight and even, like almost have it kind of look like a stench kind of coming off. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
so turn it into like a stinky sock.
Stinky sock. Yeah. You're a basketball player and coach. These go way past. These look like they'll go way past your knees.
Yeah.
These are like high socks. You're getting into like baseball territory with the stirrups almost. But yeah, it's a cool piece. Little literal, like socks. It's almost like a sock one, like not even like plural, but yeah, it's a nice piece. It's good to see kind of letter forms kind of trickle in. So we'll see how that goes. Moving forward, we got a new car smell. This one is kind of ridiculous, but yeah, different take on the Bulldogs we're used to seeing from Jason V.
Yeah,
we got new car smell, fresh air, nice.
Yeah, I don't think I want that kind of new car smell in my car.
Nope.
So, has he submitted before? I don't recognize his name.
I can look him up. And what's crazy too is like we would think that this was like the craziest like stance for a dog, but didn't like they had a corgi last year or even 2 years ago, remember? I think it was Lehigh Valley had a random corgi sticking his butt at us. Thomas DeGriza. This is his first sub, it looks like.
Huh.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hey, and I mean, I think for this being his first shot at the Clink hat.
Sorry, second sub.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen people submit for the first time that have been, rough, and they've had a long way to go, and this has got potential for sure.
Yeah. It looks like it's his like actual dog too, but yeah, his first sub was December 26th, 2023, and then looks like he subbed a pink version of this 6 days ago, and then a blue version 2 days ago, and got in. So
okay,
it looks like it's his little dog there, so that's kind of cool.
He must really enjoy the smell of his dog's farts.
Bulldogs definitely fart. So, yeah, new car smell. All right, moving forward, number 4. Let's Dance. J-Matt, what are your thoughts here?
It almost kind of feels like two different hats going on at once. Like the art style, like on that tooth, looks totally different from the two guys that are fighting back there, and one of whom presumably lost that tooth.
Yeah.
But I actually really like the tooth itself more than anything.
Yeah.
I don't really know that you need the fight in the background to tell the story.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the tooth there. He's got the black eye. Like, it kind of tells the story by itself.
What if he was just a tooth bigger? Maybe he's wearing a bucket, like a hat, like a helmet. Got a hockey glove in his hand, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it kind of reminds me of like a Rock'em Sock'em Robots a little bit. So J-Matt had actually reached out to me and asked me my thoughts on this piece before he kind of submitted it. He said it was like inspired by the 3 fights in the Four Nations tournament, right, to open the game.
Yeah.
the original piece that he had, the tooth was just clean. It was like not beat up, and it
Okay.
was kind of like just normal. It was just like a tooth like that got knocked out. So I had actually suggested him, I'm like, make him miss some teeth because some of the hockey players that fight don't have front teeth usually, and kind of beat him up a little bit and kind of batter him.
Right.
So it's cool that he took that kind of suggestion. But I kind of like your idea too, like just make him the central figure.
Yeah.
And just have him be the tooth. So
yeah.
yeah.
He's super happy about getting knocked out of the mouth too. Like,
yeah, but that's hockey players, man. They'll get in a fight and then they'll smile after, even if they lost.
Turn that squatchy black though, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. No button violations on that.
Right.
But yeah, Let's Dance. Cool piece by Jay Mance. Number 5, Dragon Fruit by Milosh. Have you had yourself a dragon fruit ever?
I feel like I have. If I have, though, it was back when I was a kid. It's been a long time.
Okay. They're really expensive. And they actually look like that. Like minus the teeth and all that stuff, but like it looks like the head of what that is. So it's cool that it's pretty accurate. Yeah,
that's neat. I like how the dragon forms the D. So that's another one of our, our letter form designs there. I love that the community made a push for this, and we're seeing some of that now in crits, and it's made its way through. So at least Casey's, listening to what, at least some of the people that are kind of active in the community want.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But no, I think this is cool. Almost kind of gives like some Dayton Dragons vibes to it.
I like how it's really accurate to what a dragon fruit looks like. I don't know why they call them dragon fruits, but basically it's super heavy, super moist, and that skin, you basically cut it out, and the meat inside is just white with like little black seeds, and you just eat the meat. You don't eat any of the skin or anything like that. But it really doesn't taste like anything. But they're supposedly really healthy for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't really have a taste.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it not really being sweet is a factor of like getting it here, because they probably have to cut it when it's not ripe. I'm sure if you got like a tree ripe one, it probably tastes a lot better. But this is an excellent piece to me.
Yeah, I could see this one going through. I think it should.
Yeah. So far, a winner, I would say. All right, good job, Milosh. Number 6, another letter form. We got the Mulligans by CBS.
Another legend in the game. Like we've got some guys that have been in the hat game for a while, like putting some letter forms in. No, this is cool, and I like that he gives it like, a sporty vibe with like the shamrock for the apostrophe, and then the S like kind of gives it that Oakland A's type feel to it. It would almost be. I wonder if there's a way that you could incorporate like the person who gets hit by that mulligan, or well, I guess you're not yelling for, so never mind, scratch that.
Yeah.
No, this is cool though. It would obviously embroider well. CBS, he knows how to design for embroidery, and it would come out really nice. So, and we haven't seen a lot of golf designs get through either.
Almost none, I would say.
Yeah,
it's very rare. Definitely a cool piece. We got the Kelly green and the gold of like that Oakland A's, or the Sacramento A's this year. I know some people don't love yellow bottoms, so I'd probably just maybe opt to go gray there, and then maybe just go yellow button possibly.
Yeah.
But it's a cool piece. Like you, I really like that Shamrock S. Reminds me of like an A's hat. Broken bat, broken club too. Just being mad because you shot bad is hilarious.
Right.
Just a really smooth professional piece. And I think it'll embroider really cool too.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Having a good week so far.
Yeah. We'll see how it votes though. I hope this votes well.
Yeah.
I don't know if people will vote it well, but I hope this votes well. Moving forward, we got Modern Clink. Heather, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so kind of a play off that $6 million banana.
The banana, yeah.
Right. No, this is fun. I think you know, we've got room for parody,
Mhm.
and I think this does a really good job of that. I think most people have seen kind of that, that piece of art go for what it went for and how ridiculous it is. So,
Yeah.
uh, I enjoy this. I think it's cool. I'd kind of like to see this get made.
Yeah. I almost would prefer it to switch the visors. So just go yellow top, gray bottom.
Yeah.
Um, it's a cool piece. I know she took some flack a little bit for doing the banana
Hmm.
first. And then she pivoted and did the pencils, which I think is the better option anyway.
Right. Yeah, and
Uh,
I think that's fair. She got rid of the banana. She, realized she shouldn't go that route, but
yeah,
did something a little different.
yeah. I like the little touch of the pink eraser button. Little bit of
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Up at the top.
yeah, yeah, cool
Yeah.
piece. And Clink is just known for um the pencil.
Right.
And then she's trying a new art style here where she did the no black outline too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be cool to see how this would embroider too, to see if like there's a way that they could get that kind of middle section and the pencils to raise.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and then the
yeah.
cross
Yeah.
edge is a cool pattern thing she did too.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
At first, I thought she put like a word here. I wasn't sure. It's like F. It looks like almost like FUBEE or something. I'm like,
Right.
but no, it's just random. So,
So. Yeah, I
um,
dig this one.
yeah, it's a cool piece. All right, number 8, Stranglehold by Clifton. What are your thoughts?
Hey, we've got a snake and a skull, so that's a recipe for success for sure.
Hmm.
Um, I'd almost like to see some more contrast somewhere. Um,
Yeah,
this like the entire design is very, very green and yellow, right? Or is
yeah.
that like a lime green?
It's
Um,
almost. Yeah, I don't even know how to describe that kind of green. I don't even know.
so
It's
I
not
don't
quite rifle, not quite olive. It's
right.
like a muddy, almost brown,
Hmm.
almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would kind of I mean maybe you change the crown color or something like that, but just find a way to get a little more contrast going in this one.
Hmm.
Um, but I think the snake is well done. You've got the skull in there; it's well done. So I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
the artwork is strong. Um, I
Yeah.
just like to see a little more contrast.
It's an interesting piece. I mean, I think it gets a little lost in like the ground is kind of the same color as the snake, and
Hmm.
you got a viper, like because like it's a rattlesnake, so it's one of those poisonous snakes, but then he's like kind of gripping you like he's a constrictor. It's kind of a little
Right.
bit confusing. Um, they're definitely not gonna do that to a skull, really, because anything dead they don't really like touch. But
Yeah.
it's an interesting piece. I don't know if it needs the skull. Um, but
I
yeah,
mean,
like you said, the art's good. I'm not complaining about the art. It's just kind of the concept is a little lost on me.
maybe put some flesh on that skull and make it more realistic.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like the strangling like the nay voters, and we're
Right.
voting it down. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I like Clifton's stuff. It's just like the concept's a little lost on me, but it's still a cool piece.
Hmm. For sure.
All right, moving forward. Number 9, Earwigs, Entire World. We don't see a lot of his submissions. He's getting a little bit more,
Mhm.
active, which is cool. Yeah, Earwigs. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's good to see Austin back. He used to be super super active. I mean, it was almost
Yeah,
like you're going to get one of his designs in almost every week, and then I mean probably what for the last 2 years he really hasn't submitted much. He's still active in the community, but
yeah,
um, but I like this one a lot. I know from talking to Austin too, like this has been one of his personal favorites for a long time. One of those that he's always wanted to see get in. So I'd love to see this go. I think it's cool. It's simple. You get the picture of what it is. You get the letter form. It gives Casey room to do some awesome embroidery with it. It'd be nice
mm,
and thick and chunky. Um, so I'd love to see this one go through.
yeah. It's so cool how it's like the butt end of an earwig as the
Hmm.
E. Um, yeah, this is like a really slick kind of cool piece. I wonder if like he maybe needs to add something to the left side of it, maybe, possibly. I'm not sure, but definitely a cool piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this one. It might go over the heads of some people, though. I feel like I'm worried that people might not see what it is at first, but it's definitely a cool piece for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have enough
No,
letters to get
we
through.
need more letter forms.
yeah. But all right, number 10, Gravedigger, 14.8. Kind of got some Undertaker vibes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it gets straight to the point. Like, you look at this and you know instantly what it's about.
Mhm.
Maybe I'd like to see kind of like a darker purple used.
Yeah, he almost used like two different purples on it, right? Or is
Yeah,
that just me?
yeah,
Can't
I can
tell.
see that.
Yeah.
Right, but no, I mean, it's cool, straight to the point. Um, I don't really know I don't really know if we need the what is that um, the shade, the outline all the way around it.
Mhm.
Or is that supposed to be like a coffin type look? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Um,
But he did one last week. I think it had like swords or knives.
that's right.
Um,
Were they kind of like those curved swords?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also posted it like a Jason one too with the machetes. But
Okay.
this is the one that made it. Yeah, it's almost like a clothing brand. Kind of feels like a Dixon or something that like
Right.
someone who makes flannels.
Yep.
Would wear. I mean, it's a cool piece. Um, the issue being is like, is there enough of a connection? Will people vote for it?
Right.
But it is an elite piece. Like the lighting is cool. He's got two different shades of gray.
Hmm.
I don't know if it needs all that black in the shovel, but I mean, it's a cool piece.
Right.
Feels more like a clothing brand logo than like an actual Clink hat a little bit.
Right.
But it is unique. You don't really see stuff like this kind of get past. So we'll see how it votes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Number 11, Bird's Eye, Levi and Junker. Happy belated to Levi, but what are your thoughts here?
I feel like, didn't we have, I want to say this has been like 3 or 4 years ago, but didn't we have kind of, I think it was just like the crow head
Mhm.
with something in its mouth like that.
There's been a couple crows. So I
Okay.
remember there was like Ian had done one where it was like a three-legged crow, I believe. And then there was a crow that was like, I think he had like a knife or something. There's Sagebook crows too that look like a Raiders logo. Dark Smarts is a crow with a key with a skull
Okay.
on it. There's definitely been a lot of crows.
Yeah.
What else? What else? What else?
I feel like
Crow, like the word crow pops up like almost everything for whatever reason. But yeah, go on. Sorry, I cut you off.
no, you're good. I think does this have like some sort of like a mythological connection or?
I believe so. Let me look it
Yeah.
up.
I feel like there's some story behind it. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is.
I feel like this is very like Edgar Allan Poe kind of.
Right.
Let's look it up. Levi Terrell. Bird's Eye, a thief of visions and a keeper of secrets, a raven that took the eye of an oracle.
Okay.
Feels very Edgar Allan Poe-y.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, no, I think this is, it's well done. I'd almost like to see like some bigger areas for embroidery just on the bird by itself.
Mhm.
You've got some really, really fine details in there.
Yeah, the feet especially, I would say.
Yeah, like I think this could really be simplified.
Mhm.
Just to lend itself better to embroidery. I mean, you've got all those like real thin black lines there in the eye. So I definitely think simplifying
Yeah.
would do some good things for this design. But I like it. I think it's good. Kind of a different colorway than we normally see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is cool though. It's a unique idea.
It's definitely a cool art style. It's almost like as if like somebody took like construction paper and kind of like used chalk on it for the bird and added ink to it, and it kind of looks like it's each piece is like kind of set on the hat. Now, whether or not that like embroiders well
Mm-hmm.
will be up for interpretation, but like I could definitely see this like looking really cool on a t-shirt or something. But
Right.
like you, I do worry a little bit about like the small details, yeah, especially
Mm-hmm.
like those black lines in the eye, the little ticks on the feet.
Mm-hmm.
How well will that embroider? But as an art piece, it's definitely cool. It's rad.
Right.
So, um, would you say it's like a black visor, or is that like a dark brown? It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a dark brown or like a really dark, like almost like slate gray.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but
but definitely a cool piece. I
right.
think this will vote well. Now, how they execute on the other end will be interesting to see.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think if this does go through, it's really going to have to be simplified.
Yeah, definitely. All right, moving forward, we got Llama in the Woods. Seamus continuing his llama streak. What are you thinking here?
Yeah. We've got kind of another landscape in a circle going on, which we've seen a lot of.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you definitely get the vision of what this is right away.
yeah,
I just man, I feel like we've got a lot of landscapes, but they're voting well and people like them,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it makes sense to keep going with them.
I almost would want to see this without the sun, like without a lot of sun stuff in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially, you could keep the circle, not keep the circle, but just let the negative space kind of like play that like almost that visual illusion of
Mm-hmm.
having a llama there, just to kind of see what it would look like. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm kind of over landscapes, but yeah, they vote well in a competitive field. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Really interesting choice of colors. It's almost like a Everest green mint with brown and orange, almost like a Cleveland Browns brown and orange too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a really interesting palette he chose.
Right.
He definitely used a more neutral color to kind of make the oranges and the reds, or the oranges and the yellows kind of pop through. But
I wonder if this would work if you just got rid of the background and you just made the whole crown like one of those colors that, like maybe
yeah,
one of the darker orange colors that's in the circle there.
yeah, just like let it shine through.
Yeah, yeah. I really don't feel like you need that circle.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It takes away from the whole experience, I feel like.
Right. Yeah, I
But
agree. Because I mean, the llama is like, kind of that llama being formed by the branches. I mean, that's cool by itself. You really don't need that background.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially with like how hard it is to embroider solid spaces like that. It's definitely not easy.
Right, for sure. So yeah, I'd kind of like to see that landscape go away and just make the
Yeah,
crown like a dark orange, something like that, and like maybe the color of the undervisor, and then make the undervisor gray.
yeah. Or even like a yellow fluff yellow, like that could work
Yeah.
too. Right. And you can kind of still kind of maintain that effect without the sun. But
Right.
cool piece to Seamus. Number 13, Bonsai. Number 2, Ryan Simmons and Flashy got together.
Man, Ryan, I almost feel like I could see, especially with Ryan's like his animation skills, this like tree just like start moving and turn into like one of those old school Disney like black and white, short films.
Yeah.
No, this is cool though. I love how he made sort of the base of the tree out of the bones and kind of contorted those bones to make them work. And yeah, I mean, I love Ryan's work. I think he does a great job, and skulls sell. So I think this one will vote really well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like this is a cool like addition. It's a cool piece on it. We've just been slammed with trees a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this version of it, like the whole tree's made out of bone, which is really cool. Kind of the stuff we talked about before. I don't know if it needs the background, so to
Right.
speak. I kind of just wish it was just a bone tree.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've definitely seen like a lot of like tree of life, tree of death,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think even Wind did a bonsai tree.
I was gonna say, didn't we just recently get something like some sort of bonsai tree?
Yeah, he did bonsai tree delivered in May last year.
Okay.
So definitely not like a new concept, but it is a cool kind of take on it. Like it looks better than a lot of trees we've seen in the past too. But
Right.
you know, the monochromatic blue is a cool kind of touch. Like everything's kind of like a blue hue.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it kind of recolored well in the future too. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, good job, Flashy and Ryan. Number 14, Bloodied Lucky, Adam von Olen.
Huh. This is another kind of new one to me. I don't know if I've seen him in crits before.
He's done a couple hats.
Has
sure.
he?
Yeah. Let me pull up his little portfolio. So he's done the Honey Bear.
Oh, okay.
Is that him? He did the Upside Down bat. Slash the Rippers. The Rippers was the Kong splitting, and then it had the skull inside.
Oh, okay. That was him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then the Honey Bear. That's kind of like almost looks like outlines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He's
Right.
from Illinois. You're around where your parts, yeah.
Okay. I wonder which part of Illinois, because there are 3 very distinct parts of Illinois. And if you're from the part of Illinois that I'm from, then Chicago is a cuss word.
Okay. Well, he creative director in Chicago, so
okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so he's from a different world than what I am, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, this is, I'm not sure I usually associate, 4-leaf clovers with skulls.
Mm-hmm.
I do think the artwork is solid. It's something different than what we normally see. I don't know. I'm not sure that I'm loving the connection between the skull and the clover.
Yeah. My issue with a piece like this is like I'm not like Irish or anything, so I don't really relate to it. So I don't know if like it's relatable enough. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Right.
It's almost like sacrilege too, because you're doing something that's lucky with something that's like dead too. So
right.
Yeah.
Cool
piece.
I feel too like it's bloody lucky, but we don't have any red in there.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if New Era would allow it if it was red blood dripping down from the clover.
Yeah.
So there is that side of it, but
it's like stylized enough that you could tell it's spray paint. So
right.
I don't know. It's a cool piece. I just don't find a connection to it. I don't know if the blue is throwing me off. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So
but,
I'm with you.
Yeah. I could see this being like art on like a IPA or something. Like, it's good art.
Yeah.
It's just I lack the connection.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, moving forward. 15 Slither.
Got another letter form in.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is another cool one. Like, it's going to embroider well. We're going to get some, chunky red embroidery in there. What type of? Do you know what this is exactly?
Just looks like a kind of like a worm from like Dune or even like Star Wars even. But let me pull it up. Let's see what she put. There. Slither. Scary slithering things scare us all, right? Represent your fears and style.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just a slithering snake, almost like a centipede.
Right. Yeah, I do kind of in general have a rule of not wearing things that I'd be freaked out to touch.
Yeah.
But no, I do think that this is
it's an embroider good though.
Yeah, it'd embroider really well, and I think the artwork's good. So
there's just like one little piece I wish I could just cut off, which is like here to like here,
Mm-hmm.
just to give it more of like an S shape,
right?
And you could potentially have more of the those kind of creepy crawly hands if you wanted to potentially.
Yeah,
definitely a cool piece though, for sure.
Right.
Cool. Moving forward. 16 Dream King, Bob Fryer. Now, this is a name I don't recognize. So I'm going to look him up real quick while you give me your first thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like he might have submitted a couple times before. Like I at least kind of recognize his name, but this is yeah, this almost kind of looks like something that like and I'm not like degrading his work at all, but like I think he did it on purpose, like that, like almost like a children's style of art here.
Yeah, it almost look like Basquiat-esque, like
Okay.
kind of rough graffiti style. Yeah, I don't think he's actually done too many submissions, but definitely an artist with this style. So it's exactly kind of how he does it. But yeah, he's got his own website and web store. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out kind of what's going on and like what exactly is this? I have no idea.
It's like a cat with wings with like a Basquiat crown.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how well this would embroider. Like, I do think you'd have to make some changes to it. I mean, some really thin things going on here with it, like that kind of a black outline going on, but it's like the most razor thin black outline I've seen. So I don't know how well this translates to embroidery. But hey, it's something different. It's something that we don't normally see. We're not getting hundreds of submissions like this, so it's at least refreshing to see something kind of different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's a different kind of artist that kind of just jumped into the fray, which is cool too.
Yeah,
but yeah, Bob Fryer. Hopefully, we'll see more of his stuff. We got Killstreak creatures back in the Critz world with Heather. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, hey, it's good to see Creature back into it and getting one of these up. Yeah, and I think this is it's easily digestible. Like you see what's going on right away. It would embroider really well. I think you got like maybe two different shades of red that are pretty similar going on in the Sith. So no, I think this would embroider really well. I mean, black and red, easy color combination, works really well with that gray under. So no, I think that this would potentially do well.
Yeah. Kind of looks like an Undefeated logo. Kind of looks like the It logo a little bit. Like I like it. It's like you said, it'll embroider cool. Maybe I would just thicken the Sith a little, Sith, whatever, however you pronounce it, just like a smidge, and maybe even go for silver on the blade, potentially. But yeah, cool piece.
Definitely. And hey, you'd probably have it by Halloween this year, so
yeah,
work for that too.
Exactly. All right, moving forward, we got a Titan Queens. Gabe taking a stab at potentially doing like almost like a team logo. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, hey, it's nice to see Gabe step out of his comfort zone a little bit. I feel like normally with Gabe designs we get some sort of an animal with glowing eyes on a dark crown, and so it's nice to see him step away from that a little bit. This is kind of a refreshing Gabe design.
Yeah.
No, I think this is good. Probably, in my opinion, one of the better designs that I've seen him do. I wouldn't mind seeing this go through.
It's almost as if it's like done almost like on a stained glass. It's kind of almost like a stained glass style. He loves this like minty color blue though. I almost wish just do something else. But yeah, I mean it's like Seattle Kraken kind of colorway, and he's got the purple. At least this one makes it a little bit different. But yeah, I'm with you. It's good to see him kind of step out of his normal tropes and do like a baseball style logo. So
yeah, I like this. So nice work, Gabe.
Yeah, good stuff, Gabe. All right, moving forward, we got all caps Clink by Sierra Gons. Kind of give us like this kind of Fresh Prince kind of palette. What are you thinking?
Yeah, this definitely has some '90s vibes going on. I like how you've got kind of the spray paint outline, and I mean this screams '90s to me. So
yeah,
I think probably the only Clink script that we have is the
Clink.
Yeah, so be cool to see a different style of Clink logo out there.
Yeah, I think Ink Park was posting a bunch of like graffiti style Clink word marks too.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the Japanese one almost make it, I think, or at least make it to crits. They didn't see it make it a pre-order, but I think people, you know, are wanting the right. Like I know there's a bunch of people that's like, yeah, I don't want to represent the brand, but to me, I think it's a cool thing. The big Clink hats always do well
Right.
too. So I mean, I think it's about time either to get a proper C or a proper Clink, word mark scripty kind of hat. Um, and yeah, it screams 90s, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, super hyper neon kind of colors. It's and this will recolor too,
Right.
in
Yeah,
future ways.
you could hit this with kind of every single 90s nostalgia colorway for sure.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So,
all right. Last but not least, we got a T for Toragos, Sierra Gongs.
Yeah, I think when he first submitted this, the I don't know what.
Straight.
Yeah. So I like the change that he made to this to make it a little bit more horizontal instead of vertical.
Yeah.
This would embroider well. You've got the letter form, which again, happy to see some letter forms get into the mix, and and this is kind of almost feels like another one of those that Clink's done before, with the red winged blackbirds and a few of those top down bird type designs. So I think this one has the potential to do pretty well.
Yeah. I think the bird is really similar kind of to the one that Soundwaves did with Ramzos. This one's Nicaragua. They did the Nicaragua one. I think this one's Honduras. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's cool. I think there was initially like some people were thinking that maybe he copied, but I was like, yeah,
okay.
If he had this one ready to go, and if this is the national bird for where he's from, I'm like, come on, man, like,
right.
It's tough, right? Like, there's so many things that kind of cross over sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like Sierra designs like a lot, so it might have been one of those things too, where he had this one ready to go and then saw the other one and it was like, oh crap, I got to get mine out there.
Yeah. So I'm mistaken. I said Honduras. It's El Salvador. So it's a national bird for both El Salvador and Nicaragua.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's a cool piece.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't always love symmetrical stuff, but in this case, I mean, it makes sense. It's an actual animal, so I don't mind it, and definitely will embroider cool.
Well, and I think he was going for that, that letter form feel as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of had to go symmetrical with that.
Yeah. And then, like you mentioned, it reminds me a little bit of the layout, at least, and the embroidery style, if they go for it, with the red-winged blackbird.
Right.
Which is just a classic hat.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now moving on to the challenge of the week. So for me, I was thinking we don't see a lot of we see a lot of animals, but we don't see like a lot of mascot-y animals. So for me, real life famous animals, I rounded up a couple. Up to you guys if you want to find different ones, but are you familiar off rip on any of these animals? I'll tell you the story of each one, but
no, I'm not.
Okay, so we'll start from the top left. So those two are the man eaters of Tsavo. So these basically two mainless male lions. They terrorized people in Kenya in like the late 1800s.
Okay.
They basically had to bring in a specialist killer to kill them, but I think they were rumored to kill, I think, around 129 people.
Dang.
Yeah, and then they figured out one of them had really bad teeth, so that's why they think that the lions were targeting people because it was just easy like kind of prey.
Right.
The second one, that big old Nile crocodile there, so that's Gustave. He's from Burundi. Basically, that is another man-eating crocodile that killed hundreds of people, apparently. Bottom left, a little bit of a different one. So that one is Marjan. So that's the one-eyed lion who survived at the Kabul Zoo. So basically, he survived the Soviet invasion, the Civil War, and the Taliban rule. So
Damn.
that line's kind of iconic. And then the dog in the middle there, that's Hachiko. So that's the Akita dog of Japan. Have you heard of this one? He basically would wait for its owner at the subway station every day. And then one day, I think the owner ended up dying at work.
Mm-hmm.
But the dog would go there still every day to wait for the owner for 9 years until it passed away. It became like a national symbol of Japan, kind of symbolizing like loyalty. There's like statues everywhere for this dog. But this happened like early 1900s, I think.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's why dogs are the best, man. They're so loyal.
Yeah, definitely. And then the last one, that one's Scarface. So he's a well-known lion in Kenya, basically famous for that little scar over his eye. He lost that thing with a fight with his brother, but he ended up allegedly killing over 400 hyenas, 130 rivals, hippos, crocs. But yeah, kind of like the true king of the jungle there. But yeah, that's Scarface. And then any other real animal you want to do? There's a Snowball, the albino gorilla, Dumbo the elephant. I don't know. I think like just mascotty, cool story. Animals.
Right.
Just we don't see them. We see like a lot of like Raphael style where it's like really accurate and kind of like National Geographic, but like kind of just like fun, cool animal mascots. I don't think we've seen a lot of them. So yeah, butcher birds.
Yeah.
Those things are psychotic, by the way.
They are.
They stab lizards on like the needles of cactuses. Like, whoa, like what the hell? But yeah, like stuff like that. Like just, I mean, I say fun, but I mean it's not fun. But like stuff that you can, it's like a conversation starter. Like, what the hell are you wearing? Is that like a minor league team? Like, no, man, this is butcher birds, man.
Right.
But yeah, just stuff like that. I think that's kind of what we're lacking a little bit. And I'd love to see kind of the people and what they can come up with.
Right.
Jay Matz teased me the spring training logos he did. Oh man, with the Cactus League and the Grapefruit League. I can't wait for him to post that, and hopefully he gets those through. But yeah, challenge of the week: famous animals. Make them a mascot.
I like. I feel like kind of the trend has been like realistic everything here lately. Mm-hmm. So yeah, give me some mascots because I mean that was kind of the style that made me fall in love with Clink.
Yeah, like college style, sports team style, but just personality, cool animals with like a cool backstory. They could either be like real famous ones or they could be fictional ones. I don't care, but yeah, just kind of fun animal styles. Style logos to me, that'd be my challenge of the week. Again, any artist that makes it, and you keep all the commissions. I don't charge you for the ideas, but that's my challenge of the week.
Okay, I dig it. Yeah, I can't draw to save my life.
Me either.
My stickmen look awful. But I've got some ideas, so I might reach out to maybe somebody to see if we can get something going.
Yeah, I don't know if have any made it through. Any of the challenges of the week have made it through to production. I'm not sure yet, but at least we've seen.
Did we get any? Yeah, because we didn't get any letter forms through this week, right?
Not this week. I know one of them potentially got a contract, but it has to change it a little bit.
Okay.
So it might be a little while till we see that one. Mm-hmm. But I don't think anything directly. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not. But either way, I mean, it's still fun. Give you guys some ideas. Yeah, some of you guys come up with it super fast too. So it's been really cool to watch the clinkers kind of get at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Go get it.
So cool. Yeah, I like that challenge. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate you always coming on, man. We used to talk way more when you were a moderator for VFTV, but sometimes life gets in the way.
Yeah, I miss
it. But always a pleasure. Interacting with you. You're one of my best friends in the community. So yeah, it almost feels like no time passed since we last spoke, but it's
Right.
been almost a year. So
Man, that's wild. I can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah. It's I mean, we're on like episode almost 90. So yeah, life is happening. And, you know, I'm glad to hear you're doing well, and I'm getting ready to do the principal thing, which is awesome because you had always been working on that almost as long as I've known you. So
yeah. When I was moderating, I was going through my classes to do it, and
yeah,
I've been a AP and athletic director for the last 2 years, and so I'm excited to lead my own building next year.
yeah, definitely. I remember when you used to moderate for us, you would you'd go into the school. You'd like go into the school. You only went into the school late at Friday night, just so that it would be a little bit more quiet for you. But
Yeah.
definitely don't get to spend enough time with you. But I'm glad to hear you're doing well. So
Yeah, agreed. It was good to get to hang with you tonight, Leon.
definitely. All right. For Stile and Leon, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.
You're at the end of the world as you know it, my dude. Time is up and you out of mood, so what will you do? It's the BP mercenaries not here to